The school superintendents are supposed to be the leaders of the district who watch over the children, faculty, and make sure everything runs smoothly.
But there are several cases of abuse of power. Everything from the theft of school money to the purchase of items for personal gain. In a 3-month investigation, Dave Jordan takes a closer look at how some cash-strapped districts have fallen prey to those in power.
Call this meeting to order.
On a recent Tuesday evening, parents and former Marble City School faculty packed into a crowded room seeking answers as to why a man accused of stealing thousands of dollars remains on the job.
I thought it was very strange that after Mr. Couch admitted to taking $100,000 from the school, the president of the school board was willing to pay $250,000 to buy out a contract.
A contract belonging to this man, Marble City School Superintendent Larry Couch. He was recently charged on a felony count of embezzling public money, $100,000 to be exact. He even admitted as such according to an affidavit. Yet he remains on the job, refusing to leave unless the remainder of his $87,000 a year contract is bought out. Couch never showed up to the school board meeting, and he's now on paid medical leave.
Mary, would you like to answer any of those before I go on?
I have no comment now.
I didn't think you would.
Mary Cooksey and Tim Farris are 2 of the 3 board members who have openly supported Couch.
I was really shocked, that this was going on.
But Raymond Bolin, the 3rd school board member, wants answers. We caught up with him 2 weeks before the school board meeting at the Sequoyah County Courthouse, where Couch was to appear for a preliminary hearing. It was postponed.
He took the money from kids, and he bought land that he doesn't really need.
The Marble School District is an extreme case of an alleged theft by a school superintendent, but News 9 has learned of at least 3 other cases of questionable misconduct. According to the state auditor's office, administrators at Lost City School District altered documents to get federal grant money and also paid money to teachers who didn't deserve it. School administrators, we're told, at Kenta spent in excess of their school budget, and over at the Winnett School District, a former superintendent misappropriated at least $60,000 in school funds.
Good morning. Good morning, Jamie.
Winnett Public Schools' newly appointed superintendent, Rick Riggs, had to cut $400,000 from the budget.
8x minus 3.
Along with 7 staff members, proof that the damage from the previous administration still lingers on.
You're still faced with trying to try to make things right, for one thing, and I think a lot of it, you have to go back and look at procedures in place so that these things don't happen again.
Procedures that include an open door policy and open records.
Everybody checks off on it, everybody looks at every contract, everybody signs off on every contract.
But most small school districts lack the checks and balances to prevent thefts.
You see one person who is actually receipting, depositing the funds, handling all the financial transactions.
State Auditor Jeff McMahon does about 15 investigations a year on school districts. The requests for a closer look into the finances often come from district attorneys who were tipped off by school administrators.
We don't like to come in and play gotcha. We don't, it's disappointing to us, it's disheartening.
Marble City Schools remains a thorn in McMahon's side.
I'm somewhat concerned about someone who confesses to embezzling $100,000 and remains to stay a school superintendent, because from an auditor's standpoint, we start to wonder what records are going to disappear.
Back in Marble City, the school board meeting comes to a close with no answers or records in sight.
I think these people need to hear from you. Both of you. I think they need to hear from you.
Would you go ahead and turn this off? The meeting is over.
The meeting may be over, but the investigation continues.
I intend to see this through, Hopefully, get him out of it.
In Marble City, Dave Jordan, News 9.
And we can tell you that the Marble City School Board will meet tomorrow night to discuss canceling the remainder of Larry Couch's 2-year contract, as well as appointing an interim superintendent.
Tonight, a new development in a News 9 investigation. The superintendent of Marble City Schools is accused of taking thousands of dollars from the school district and using it to buy land for himself. He's already been charged, but now the school board is looking for answers. Dave Jordan is in Marble City tonight, where school board members have decided to keep him on the job. Dave?
And Kelly, that was not a popular vote, and more on that in a minute, but I want to show you how contentious the meeting got tonight. This was a flyer that was handed out to people who attended, and it reads in part, regardless of the outcome of tonight's board meeting, nothing is worth spending the night in jail. Stay calm. Well, no one was arrested, but emotions were certainly running high.
He took this money, and then we're supposed to slap him and say, oh, what kind of example? What kind of example has he been?
Outraged parents and faculty members react after the board votes to allow Superintendent Larry Couch to remain on the job.
Mr. Couch was willing and had offered to submit his resignation, termination of the contract for this year as well as the next school year.
But surprisingly, board member Raymond Bolin voted not to accept that resignation, even though he repeatedly said he wants Couch to leave.
If he wants to come in here and say, I quit, hey, great, we'll take it. But no, he wants to pay back the $100,000 that he stole, and all is forgiven.
Bolin says he didn't want to vote for Couch's resignation because he hasn't seen a draft of his letter.
Show me one.
You have to.
No, I don't have to do anything.
Tonight's meeting was so tense, sheriff's deputies were on standby. Also waiting in the wings, an attorney general with the Cherokee Nation, one of the school's largest donors.
Is always an area of concern, and there will be a thorough investigation to see if the allegations are borne out.
Now, the state superintendent has already taken steps to strip Couch of his accreditation, which means he could lose his job anyway. We should also mention that board member Tim Ferris was not at tonight's meeting. No explanation was given as to why. Kelly?